ABC 7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us. And Richard, a quiet day, but a down day on Wall Street.
Haley, you're absolutely right. It's kind of one step forward and one step back, and it seems like it's been months now that we've been seeing that. Very low volume, very little volatility. Today, the top to bottom range for the Dow Jones Industrial Average is only 90 points, and we had lots of earnings reports today and from some major league companies, Procter & Gamble, General Motors, Merck, Whirlpool, companies that really make this country go. And when all was said and done, we didn't go much of anywhere. The biggest move of the day was not very big at all. Let's take a look at the closing figures. There you see the Dow Jones Industrial Average down 53 points, 0.3%, closing at 18,169.27 on volume of 621 million shares. The biggest loser of the day today was the NASDAQ, and it was up 1% yesterday, down 0.5% today, 26 points, closing at 5,283.40. That on volume of 1,509 million shares. And of course, if those two are down, so is the S&P, down 0.4%, just over 8 points at 2,143.16. Well, today's the first day of the World Series, so you would think that anything having to do with athletics and Wall Street would do well, right? Wrong. Under Armour, which is the second largest apparel and sports maker next to Nike, today announced earnings that stunned Wall Street, stunned because they didn't show the same growth they've shown before. In fairness to Under Armour, they typically show sales growth of 20% a quarter. This time, heaven forbid, only 15%. A lot of that has to do with losing a customer by the name of Sports Authority, which I think you probably know has declared bankruptcy. And shares today, believe it or not, down 13%, Haley. That's a very big move in one day for a very big company. And as I say, their earnings really weren't bad. The sales were darn good, but not up to their prior expectations.
I remember when you've come on in the past and Under Armour was just surging, so sometimes it's hard to keep up with that level.
You've got a good memory.
and Richard, what about some late news on Apple?
Well, they announced their earnings today, but they didn't announce them till 4:30, 30 minutes after the market closed. A real quick glance says they were a little bit better than Wall Street was looking for, and I would be surprised if there's a major move in the stock tomorrow, but certainly it's going to move up and down a little bit, but I don't think Apple's going to go much of anywhere. It's trading right around $118 a share.
All right. Thank you, Richard.
You're welcome.